Hi, I'm Pastor Jim of Real Life Church, and this is Pastor Anthony.
Now, Jim, you did a video yesterday and addressed the congregation. You're back again today, so what has changed since yesterday?
So since yesterday, we've been monitoring the conversations of world health professionals, and I've talked to several medical personnel myself, and we've kind of come to a decision about what to do with this upcoming weekend. We have so many people in our congregation who belong to what have been identified as particularly vulnerable populations. We have a big group of seniors at our church. We have a number of pregnant and expecting moms. We have a number of people who recently have been through chemotherapy. And I don't want anybody to get sick. So in order to protect those folks, what we'd like to do this weekend is gather in our living rooms and worship from home. I'll be standing right here, but you will be able to gather wherever you are, be able to worship wherever you are, and that is what we're going to do this Sunday.
So, as we gather in our living rooms, like how do we do that? What does that look like? Is there a place we need to be able to go?
Right. For those of you like me are not all that tech savvy and you need some coaching here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put the service out at the usual times at 8:30, 10, and 11:30 on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you go to the website facebook.com/reallifela or youtube.com/reallifela, you can watch the service at the usual service times, 8:30, 10, and 11:30. We'll have all three services. Again, I'll be here, you'll be in your living room, but we'll still worship together. What else do we need to know about the tech? They want to call in.
Yeah, so what if they have questions? So what if they go to do that, or because I'd say, before now and then, if you could, in your living room, see if you can get Facebook or YouTube on your big screen. If you can't, what should they do?
You turn it off and on again. That is the
Step one, turn it off, turn it back on.
So this is what you do. If you are trying to log in, trying to get set up, and you have any trouble at all, send an email, and we'll be monitoring it on Sunday morning. Send an email to info@reallife.la, and we will respond to you immediately. What we need to know in that email is who are you, what's the problem that you're encountering, and what's the best way to get in contact with you. So you'll email us. If you want a phone call, give us your phone number. We'll call you back and get that up and running. So if you have any problems at all, logging in on Sunday morning, that's how to do it. Send an email to info@reallife.la. Bunch of you already worship online or have done it before when you're on vacation. You already know how to do it. But for those who have never tried it before, if you're sitting in your living room joining us at church for the first time, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and we're actually in a pretty good situation with this. We actually broadcast all the time. We've typically broadcast across campus. We're just broadcasting now to your living room. That's what we're up to. And if you have kids at home, Stacey Travisano, our kids director, will be sending you an email this weekend before Sunday hits, just kind of walking you through how to make sure you're tracking along with what our children's ministry has been teaching our kids at home. God's Pantry is happening this weekend as well. A bunch of us serve there. Walk me through what that looks like. Are you still going to be there?
Yeah, so Saturday morning I'll still be there. We're delivering groceries to people in need at Azusa High School. And so what they've done, they've set up a really a clever plan so that nobody has to get out of their cars. So they're going to drive up. We're going to put the groceries in the trunk of their car, and so it limits interactions, but the people who need food can still get food. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to be there. I think 75 people from our church have signed up to be there, something like that. But again, if you're in a protected category, and doctors and public health officials are saying you need to stay out of crowds, then come serve with us next month. You don't have to do it this month. If you're, I think they're saying over the age of 60, if you're a pregnant mom, if you've had any kind of health issues, especially related to your immune system, you don't need to make yourself vulnerable. We'll need help again next month, and the month after that, and the month after that. This month, we're just going to get that core group together who's able and available and healthy. I'm going to be there. If you're used to serving with your kids, because I know a lot of you bring your kids to help serve groceries on a regular basis, maybe next month is when you want to bring them next. But we're still gonna run that ministry, take part in that ministry, because people still need groceries.
So that's this weekend, right? So we're going to serve at God's Pantry. We're going to worship in our living rooms. But what next? What are we supposed to do after this weekend?
Yeah. So this is a tricky one, because as you can see, everything is fluid. We're getting new updates every day. We're paying attention to everything that comes out in the news. So I can tell you what we have to do as a church, but the real life family will understand this. I have to use a Star Wars analogy.
Okay, go for it.
So there's a scene in The Phantom Menace. Humor me here. There's a scene in The Phantom Menace where Ben Kenobi is fighting with Darth Maul, and a force wall field comes up in front of him, and he has to stop. And he kneels down, and he's completely patient. He's absolutely calm. He's not out of the fight. He's just waiting for that wall to disappear so he can get back into the fight. That's kind of the state of our church. A lot of the world right now is hitting a pause button. And we're going to have the opportunity to demonstrate that Christians are people of peace and faith. And when you hit the pause button, you don't panic, you don't hoard supplies, you're not rude to anybody, you just pause and wait to get back in the fight that God has called us to. And so we're going to pause this weekend. To give that some biblical language, the Bible calls us to rest. Rest is an essential part of our life and our ministry. And if you don't rest well, you don't work well. And so this is a season where we're all sort of getting a mandated rest. But take that as both a calling and a blessing of God, and use this season to be at peace. We're not out of the fight. We're just pausing calmly until the door opens again.
There you go. Between now and then, or anytime after, if you are at home, if you have needs of the church, we're still around to help. How does somebody reach out to us for us to take care of a need? What does that look like?
Right. So we're right now we're trying to get on top of the fact that there are families who are going to be out of school for 3 weeks, and some of them depend on school lunches. We're going to set up a system by which we help provide for families in need. So if you are a family like that, or you know a family like that, again, use info@reallife.la. Help identify those needs. In the midst of this pause, we're going to keep serving. That's what we're going to do. And if there's any need in your family, if for any reason your family is homebound and you can't get out but you need groceries, give me a call. We'll bring it to your house. We'll make sure you're taken care of. We're not going to let anybody fall behind in this.
And instead of giving a call, email us, info@reallife.la. It'll help us track things. We're going to be tracking who has needs, who wants to help, and make sure we can line those things up. Calls are great, but it's easier to track via email. So thanks for that.
Yep.
Any final words you want to pass on to the congregation?
God is still in control. Don't be afraid. Be at peace.